guys, welcome to lesson 103. We're going to talk about two different types of data displays today. The first one is line plots, and the second one are box and whisker plots. So a line plot is a visual display of data based on a number line. Each value of a data set is indicated by an X above that value on the number line. Some things to remember. Number lines have arrows. Your numbers need to go below the line, and you need to have equal intervals. So when you're drawing a number line, you can't, you put your little tick marks on it. Please don't go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It makes it really hard to read the data set that you're working with. The other thing is that you have to go up evenly. You cannot go 0, 5, 10, 20, 21, 22. Don't just put the numbers that you see in the data set. Your numbers have to go up evenly, all right? Okay, so let's look at this first example. In a 7th, 8th grade math class, the students kept a record of the number of books they read throughout the year. The students' totals are recorded below. So they give you some data. They want you to make a line plot of the data. All right, so first we need to figure out what numbers we're going to put on our number line. So let's see if we can find the minimum value and the maximum value. All right, so it looks like my smallest data point is 10 and my largest data point is 29. So I think going from 10 to 30 would make a good number line. All right, so we're going to start with 10, here's 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. All right, the hardest part about this is making sure that you record all of the data points. So I like to cross them off when I'm done so that I make sure I got them all. So I'm going to start with 15. I'm going to put an X above 15. Then I have 10, 12, 18, 22, 27, 12, 11, 23, 19, 18, 14, 20, 21, 23, 29, and 26. All right, so this gives us a good visual representation of where all of this data fits in relation to each other. So if we're looking at this line plot instead of just a list of numbers, we can easily see that our minimum value is 10 and our maximum value is 29. We can also easily tell the mode based on our line plot. If you remember, mode starts with MO, just like most starts with MO. So the mode is the data point that is listed most often. This one actually has two modes. We have two numbers at 12 and we have two numbers at 18. So the mode of this data set would be 18. All right, line plots display the spread of a data set. So that's what we were just talking about. You can easily identify the maximum, which is the highest number. You can identify the minimum, which is the lowest number. You can identify the range, which is the highest number or the maximum, and you subtract the minimum or the lowest number. So highest minus lowest is equal to the range. Median is the middle number, and the mode is the number listed most often. You can also find the mean of the data set. Mean is the average, but it takes a little bit more work because you have to add everything and then divide. So if we go back and look at our data plot, or our line plot, we already found the minimum and the maximum, and we also found the mode. So can we find the range? Sure. We're going to take our maximum, 29, and subtract our minimum, which is 10. 29 minus 10 is 19, so our range is 19. We already found the mode. We said there were two, 12 and 18. What if we wanted to find the median? So remember, it's very important when we find the median that we list them all in numerical order to start with. The good thing about line plots is that they're already in numerical order because we put them in number order on the graph. So to find the middle number, you can either rewrite them as a string of numbers in order, or you can just cross out the points on your graph. So I'm going to cross out my low and my high, low, 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 high. I'm left with that one, which means my median in this case is 19. All right, the other type of data set we're going to talk about today, the other type of plot we're going to talk about today are box and whisker plots. This is another way to display the spread of a data set. Here we can easily identify the median, the quartiles, and the extremes. So extremes are the high and the low. You know that median is the middle. And then if we think about quartiles, we have the word quart here, or you should think about quarters, right? And so this breaks up the data set into 4 sections, which I will show you in just a moment. All right, so here's an example of a box and whisker plot. Notice that we have a box right here in the middle, and then these things on the ends are called the whiskers. So we have a lower extreme, which is another name for minimum. And we have an upper extreme, which is another name for maximum. So could you find the range by looking at the box and whisker plot? Sure, right? You take your maximum value and subtract your minimum value. All right, we can also easily find the median, right? The median is the middle number, and so in this data set, it happens to be 40. And then we have something called the lower quartile and the upper quartile. So when you get to algebra, you're going to talk a lot about this interquartile range. But to find it, again, it's a range. So you're going to subtract the upper number and the lower number to get your interquartile range. So how do we go about finding the quartiles? Well, quartiles break things up into quarter groupings of the data. So you're going to start by finding the median. Then you're going to find the lower median, and then you're going to find the upper median. So what would that look like? Here is a data set. So if we want to find the quartiles, the first thing we're going to do is find the median. So I'm not going to cross the numbers out this time because I'm going to need to use them again. I'm just going to mark them so that I know I have already taken care of them. So I'm going to put a dot by my low and my high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. 6 is my median, right? It's the middle number. So now what I have to do is find the lower quartile and the upper quartile. So I'm going to ignore the median. All the numbers to the left are my low numbers, and the numbers to the right are my high numbers. So to find the lower median, I'm only going to use the numbers to the left of the median. I'm going to ignore the median and pretend it's not there. And now I'm going to find the median of just the low numbers. So cross off low, high, low, high. I'm left with a 3. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Cross off low, high, low, high. I'm left with a 10. So my first quartile is 3. My second quartile, or the median, is 6. And my third quartile is 10. To make a box and whisker plot, I also need to take note of the minimum value, which for this data set is 0, and the maximum value, which is 18 for this data set. Now that I have my 5 key points, I can make a box and whisker plot. So I'm going to start with my number line, and I need to go from 0 to 18. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, oh, I almost made it, 16, 18. Okay, I have 5 points, so I'm going to put 5 circles right above my numbers. So I need a point at 0, I need a point at 3, I need a point at 6, I need a point at 10, and I need a point at 18. All right, all I did was plotted the 5 numbers in this box right here. All right, the 3 numbers in the middle make up my box of my box and whisker, and the ends are my whiskers. So if I can find those 5 data points, I can easily make a box and whisker plot. All right, let's look at this data set. It's the same from the first example. Can we create a box and whisker plot for this data set? Sure we can. The first thing we have to do is find the median, right? And so to do that, we have to put our numbers in order. So let's rewrite this in numerical order. I see a 10, I see an 11, let's see, I have 1, 2 12s, then I have a 14, and a 15, and an 18, and a 19. Oops, I missed an 18. Here's another 18. 18 and a 19. Then I have a 20, 21, 22, 2 23s. I have a 26, a 27, and a 29. So to find to make a box and whisker plot, I need 5 data values. I need the minimum, I need quartile 1, quartile 2, which is the median, quartile 3, and my maximum. So the minimum's easy to read off my numbers. It's a 10. The maximum is a 29. Can I find the median? Sure, I'm going to put a dot under low and high, low, 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 high. I'm left with 19. So 19 is my median. Now I need to find my lower median. So I'm only going to use these numbers. Cross off low, high, low, high, low, high. Uh-oh, I have 2 numbers left. So this is where I find the average of these numbers. What number is right between 12 and 14? Well, that would be 13. So quartile 1 would be 13. Let's do the same thing on the other side. 20, 29, cross off low, high, low, high. I have 2 23s left, so that means my median here is 23. All right, make my number line. I have 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. So I'm going to put my 5 dots from right here on right above my number line. So start with 10, then I need to point at 13, 19, 23, and 29. All right, the middle 3 dots get turned into my box, and my whiskers are at the ends. That's a box and whisker plot. All right, let's think about line plots and box and whisker plots. Which one most easily shows the mode? That's the number listed the most often. That would be line plot, right? We can see each individual data point to see the mode. Which one most easily shows the median? That's the middle number. That would be the box and whisker plot, because we can see right in the middle of the box is the line that represents the median. All right, if you would like some more data sets to practice graphing, check out the practice set on page 688. Please let me know if you have any other questions.